All of the characters on Company Retreat feel human, authentic, and hilarious. And Helen, she's the heart, the soul, the incredible spirit who's seen it all. Sometimes I'm sitting at a busy restaurant and randomly burst out laughing at the thought of something either Anthony did or said. So on the next episode of the Slice of Life show presents the cast of Company Retreat, I sit down with Stephanie and Rob for an inside look at the heart, humanity, and hilariousness behind Company Retreat.
Hello. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm glad to see you.
Great
Rob,
to see
it's nice
you.
to meet you, man. How are you?
Yeah, you too, Peter. Thanks so much for having me. And I wish I could be there in person.
I don't start with a big intro, but this has become my favorite show. And what I'm realizing is, although now I feel like I'm doing a big intro, what I realize is it's because of all of you. You guys are so funny, so human, and just heartfelt, and that's like the secret recipe to everything I like in life. So I'm curious for both of you, starting with you, since you're here. How did you get it? How did you get this role? Like, how did it come through?
My agents and managers just sent it to me, and then I got a call. And it's one of those weird things where, you get the emails for the auditions and you communicate through email. You don't usually I get a call, but I got a call on this one, so I knew it was going to be different. And they just said, look, they're just giving you 2 scenarios. You can pick out of these mini scenarios they're giving you to improvise your audition. And it has to be within this limited period of time and do 2 of them. And that's it. I said, don't you know anything else? No. You know nothing else?
Did you know it was jury duty?
No, I didn't know anything about it.
But had you seen jury duty?
I had seen jury duty, yes, yeah.
Rob, had you seen jury duty?
Yeah, I'd seen it before. I was a big fan.
And so how did you get the audition for this? You're not here in LA, right? You're somewhere else.
I'm in Atlanta. So I was in Atlanta and still am. And I didn't have an agent, still don't have an agent. So basically I got a message from Anthony King, who's the showrunner, head writer, and he was like, hey, Rob, can I give you your contact info to the casting agency for this TV show? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I had no idea it was jury duty. So I submitted the tapes just like Stephanie did, but didn't think anything of it. Like I was like, that's, whatever, another audition that probably won't go anywhere. And then Anthony messaged me like a couple weeks later, and he's like, "Can I call you?" I was like, "Sure." So we talked on the phone. He's like, just letting you know, this is going to be pretty intense. It's going to be, a long time in LA, and it's not your typical show. And I still didn't know it was jury duty, but I was like, "Yeah, that sounds fine. Like, I'm not going to say no." And either way, I would have said yes. He's like, no guarantee, but we like your audition. And then we had the callbacks in person in LA, and that was crazy but fun too. That was I don't know, people have probably described it as a focus group where we're supposed to do like 3 different things. And
what were the things that you had to do?
So Jake, the director, said, here's 3 things for you to do for the callback. Number 1, you've been to prison. Number 2, you take things hyper literal. And number 3, you have trouble with the coffee machine, which is in like the waiting room. And the whole time we're supposed to be in character. We don't meet anybody. We don't meet the casting directors. We don't meet the producers. We just show up and we're in character. And some of the people in the focus group are not actors. They really think it's a real focus group. And it's like, how do we interact with those people? And so for the 3 things, I definitely I sort of forced in that I went to prison, forced in, taking things hyper literal. But the coffee machine, I knew I could nail that part. So I knew I could have trouble with the coffee machine.
Did you know Anthony King for him to message you?
Yeah. So we did comedy in New York at UCB Theater for years and years and years. He was the artistic director, And now I would do a bunch of different shows, and everybody kind of ran in the same circles. But he remembered me, which is great. And then I also knew Jake, the director. I'd done a commercial with him. So I think the two of them definitely pushed for me and are the reason why I got it.
That's amazing. How about you? Did you know any of the people before that you?
No, I didn't know anybody at all.
So what's your story of going to the open call with the prompts and the?
I didn't. The only prompt I had was I had to be chatty with everybody. I had to chat up everybody. Just be friendly as hell.
Is that who you are by nature or no?
In a room full of strangers, that's not who I am.
Right.
I'm more like, I'm going to sit over here in the corner.
Yeah.
And be a pillow.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun because I knew that there would be actors there.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing was I was going to chat everybody up and figure out who the actors were.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, yeah.
Because
Were you able to?
Actors were going to act differently than civilians. And I figured out who 3 of the actors were.
Ryan told me about that it was hard. It was hard because some of the real people were saying crazier things.
They were. They were.
than
And
the
I thought
actors.
one guy was an actor that wasn't an actor. He was just really strange. Just a really strange guy. And he kept staring at me during the whole
So you saw that
process.
and you were like, oh, this is an actor. He thinks we're doing a bit.
Right. And
And he's
Rachel
not.
sat next to me. And
Yeah, Rachel, Claire Rachel.
Claire
right?
Rachel,
Yeah.
yes. And it was so funny because she just kept making me laugh, and I thought this is inappropriate for the moment. So she's got to be an actress, and if she isn't, please God, please make her be an actress. Please, because I want her, and please put us both in the show
All right,
because
so
I want to work with her.
So how did you get your manager called you and said you got this thing? And
It took a long time. I got a call saying they haven't decided yet, but they're going to decide in another week. And then in another week, I'd get another call. Well, they're going to push the decision back another week. But they're really interested in you. They really like your energy. They really like what you did. Okay. And then I get a call. Well, it's going to be another 2 weeks. So I'm sitting in my house pulling my hair out one at a time for about, I think it took 2 months of calls like that before I got an answer. And then when I got the answer, I just laid down on the floor and went, what is this? What am I doing? I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Well, when they explained the premise to you of what jury duty, it's jury duty.
I got very excited. When they said it's jury duty, it's the second season of jury duty. It's all I needed to know because I was very excited about that. I loved the idea of jury duty. I really loved the show.
Yeah. What about for you, Rob? When you got to LA, what was the LA process, the LA part of it like for you?
For the when we started like rehearsing or the audition?
When the rehearsals started, yeah.
It was amazing. Like, so the credit to the producers and writers and director, like to create an atmosphere that was very nurturing. And like from the beginning, that Jake and Nick's the producer, they like stressed, all we have to do is get through the day, for one. We just have to create a believable world for Anthony, our hero. We didn't know it was Anthony at the time. And then, and they also stress, like, he is our hero. He's not a mark that we're trying to prank. We just want to create a believable world. And we all bonded from the beginning, the whole cast and crew. I remember, like, we had I remember the first day we went in the office and we had a read through, and an earthquake happened. Literally the very first day. So the first day in LA, like, and there's an earthquake, so we had to like pause the read through and keep going. But it was an amazing atmosphere.
What about the rehearsal for you?
It was amazing because it's always nerve-wracking. I am a very anxious person. I think most of us are now, anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was really anxious, and just to walk in and see everybody, and it was just, I thought, this is my family. Okay, these are the people I work with. This is my family, and there's that girl. I was so excited.
Oh, Rachel Claire. Yeah.
I'm like going, look, there's that girl. Okay. So I went and sat next to her, and we talked, and yes, I remember you, and yes. And
I thought you were black, honey.
I got to get my computer fixed. It's really, really dark. I'm so glad you're here. And then you just say hi to everybody. And everybody was welcome. It was just, hello, welcome. You know, it's like I'm welcoming you and you're welcome to know me and let's talk. And everybody was just so welcoming and warm and kind. And I never walked into a situation like that before.
When you're rehearsing it, Jerry told me that you guys had to, and everyone's told me that you had to create all this elaborate backstory.
Yes, we did. We had
And
to create-
particularly with Jerry,
Yeah.
you have been working together for 100 years, whatever.
We worked together at an insurance, before the hot sauce company, we worked together for years at an insurance company that sold insurance to insurance companies. And then when he decided to do the hot sauce company, I was the first employee that he had. I left the insurance company with him, or shortly after him, to go work for him. So I was the very first employee at Rockin' Grandma's.
But so you had to know all of this. I mean, it's not just that, like, that's one thing, but it's like,
Best
what
friends
was
with his wife,
all of that?
Everything. We had to make up like a 35-year history.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even begin that?
Well, we just sat down and started talking, and it just sort of came out and made sense and sort of developed itself as we talked along. And
What about for you, Rob? Did you have to do some of that too?
Yeah, so there was a Bible. I remember Max, who's the assistant to Nick, he created this Bible for Rockin' Grandma's, and it's like 35 pages or something. And we could contribute to it as well, but it had all of our backstory, like the history of the company, what our roles were, even our salary. And other Anthony's salary was probably a little too high for what he deserved. But so we knew the ins and outs. And then for me, my role, I was the assistant outsource and procurement manager in charge of ordering the ingredients for the hot sauce. And I took it upon myself to memorize the ingredients of the hot sauce. And
Smart.
But I was paranoid that Anthony was going to grill me on it, and he'd be like, "Other Anthony, what are the ingredients of the hot sauce? Go!" And like I would have to like spout it out. Of course, he never came close to that, but I still for my own internal confidence, had to memorize like as many details about my role and the ingredients as possible.
I mean, so it's all fun and games, right? And then we're going to do this with this temp. It's going to be great, And then the temp, Anthony, is in the office, and now we're doing the fucking thing.
yeah.
What was that moment like for you the first time that you meet Anthony and see him?
I was sweating. It was terrifying because that moment, you've been in this wonderful situation with these wonderful people, and Jake's such a great director, and Nick is right there. He's right there. If you have any doubts or hesitancy at all, for some reason, he's always right there. Right there to give you encouragement and to.
But it's almost
support.
like you're in acting camp at this.
It is. It is. Acting camp is a very appropriate name
but
for
it's like,
it.
but you're going to do this actual thing.
It's real. There's no. Let's do that again. There's no. If you fumble, you fumble. You got to pick it up. You're right there, and that's life or death.
And fumbling isn't just like, oh, you forgot your line. Fumbling is like the whole fucking thing is ruined.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are notes. There were notes in the office. There are notes in all the seminars in my little notebook. There were notes in my room. Don't be the one that fucks this up. Do not be the one. Do not be that girl. Do not. And it's like, every day was my mantra. Don't be that one.
Yeah. So when you see Anthony the first time, and you were scared. Do you remember?
I was terrified.
Do you remember what it was like? Yeah.
Oh, hi. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome. It's so great to see you. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed here.
Yeah.
I keep the books.
And
it was just, it felt like that. It felt like,
What about for you, Rob?
Yeah, so we're definitely nervous, but at least for me, I was eager to get started. Like, the rehearsal process was so long, which was great and extremely valuable. And we had even like live rehearsals where we'd go through like a few of the scenes or episodes without stopping. So
with like a stand-in? Yeah,
exactly. So we were ready to go, and then, but still pretty nervous. I was the most, for some reason, the most nervous I was meeting Anthony and saying my name.
This is our sourcing expert here.
Oh, hey, I'm Anthony.
Anthony as well. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Nice to meet you. Because I was paranoid that I was going to say, because like the whole premise of my character is that we have the same name. So if I introduce myself as Rob or Hero or something, then it's going to screw everything up. So I like Stephanie was talking about writing notes. I wrote like Anthony on a Post-it note in front of my face in my office, like several times. I was like, "You're Anthony, you're Anthony, you're Anthony." And then luckily I was able to say, "I'm Anthony" when I introduced myself. And then I was like, "Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. You're Anthony too? Oh, cool." And
I mean, and I love that like there's two Anthonys in the universe. Like it's so humorous to me. And you know, people are when you write something, they're always like, "Oh, don't name the two characters the same name." But I love that they did this. And but one of my first things where you first laugh in the show is when you get introduced to Anthony, and Kevin says,
"Oh, that's right. Okay,
nice to meet you."
Come on, Anthony.
Oh, me?
No, this Anthony.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. And we did so many, like throughout that day, there's so many instances of me like thinking he was calling me as Anthony. But like there's so much footage basically that we cut, but it was a blast just like thinking that it was me, Anthony, he was talking to, when any idiot would know he was talking to the Anthony that's right next to him.
But the writing is so good. Like I keep saying, like it's so well crafted and it's so thoughtful, and it's like they play with the other Anthony thing. You know, even when Kevin comes back and he's confused about which Anthony, you know, hooked up with Amy. Like they're smart enough to make it a thing and then pay it off later on. Like that's really incredible writing.
That was brilliant.
I just wanted to say real quick, PJ told me about what happened, and I just want to say it's all good. The heart wants what it wants. It's okay. You know, it's all. I'm a big man. I can take it. It's all right.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You know, I'm happy for you. You know, that's
For me?
Yeah.
Happy for me for what?
I mean, we're adults here. You and Amy had one night stand. That's okay. That's fine.
No, that did not happen.
Well, what
Not me. The other Anthony.
It was, and that what it was written that way. Like it was, I credit the other Anthony King and Chris Kula and Rachel and all the writers for coming, like planning that far ahead. That real Anthony mistakes other Anthony, or Kevin mistakes. Real Anthony is the one who hooked up with Amy when it was really other Anthony. I mean, that was brilliant to come up with. And then that created the scene where we're being interviewed for HR by Kevin for sexual harassment.
That's my favorite.
so
scene.
good.
That is my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Was for Steph, for both of you, but was the office part harder than the retreat? Because at the office, do you know what I mean? Like you have to make up. No one works here.
Right. Yeah. Nobody works. That's true.
Yeah.
But it was a little harder. It actually was harder. It was harder for me. First of all, I know absolutely nothing about keeping books. But the nice part was that Jake Szymanski's mom is an accountant. So he called her up and I got to talk to her and she taught me all about accounting. Well, not all about it, but what you can learn in 25 minutes. 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Enough. And I used all of my knowledge up in like the first 10 minutes. So you make fake phone calls, and you like type messages to everybody else. So, like I'm typing messages to Lanisa in the warehouse. And
Did you ever work in an office?
I did work in an office. Yes.
What was the office?
Many years ago, when I lived in Minneapolis, I was an agent for children for commercials.
Okay.
And that's where I met Prince, by the way.
Oh, that's really amazing. Yeah.
He walked into the office and he said, "I'm looking for an agent." He said, "I'm Prince." And I went, "How do you do? I'm the Queen of Spain." Because I'm an idiot.
Right.
And he said he was looking for an agent. And I said, "Well, you want music, and that's not us. So go down the hall."
But did you?
And I had no idea who Prince was because I was
wild.
totally an idiot.
Did you use your experience of working at an office in working at this office?
No, because of being a children's agent for commercials is nothing
Like working at Rockin' Grandma's?
comparable. Nothing comparable.
But
And
you-
if I had pictures of dogs up in this office, I'd have had pictures of small children up. It would have been a whole different story.
Right. But both of your characters feel really believable in an office setting. So where did you find her? Name's Helen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So where did you find Helen?
Helen is actually a combination of my female relatives, some of my female relatives.
Mm-hmm.
So she's my mother. She's my Aunt Althea, my great Aunt Althea. She is my Aunt Frances. And she is my granny, who just turned over in her grave. I just heard her go,
Don't make me a part of this. Yeah.
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 She's my granny Annabelle. So
Okay, I love that. 'Cause she's a little rough. Helen's a little rough around the edges.
she is a little rough around the edges. She is.
My go-to Starbucks order is actually the same as Taylor Swift's go-to Starbucks order. Isn't that so funny?
Not really.
Good morning, Helen.
She reminds me of people that I've worked with for sure when I did that, you know?
Well, she really is very, very loving person, but she's also sort of had it.
Yeah, of course. She's been working
had
with this man, Doug, for all these years.
35 years
Yeah,
or
it's
so
enough with the hot
total.
sauce.
And,
Yeah.
she's had quite a few boyfriends, and three husbands. And she has these stepchildren, One is great. She loves that one. And then he just sort of ignores her. That's why they get along. And the other one just really adores her and wants to take care of her and be there. And she's just not a take care of me kind of person. She's more like just shove me over when I'm dead and step over me. I'll decompose later kind of person.
I love that. But how about for you, Rob? Where did you find other Anthony? Is he partly you?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like I can't deny that. Like that other Anthony would be like definitely my sensibility, not my background. Like other Anthony's background's a little, he for one, like he grew up in LA and he's had some issues with black mold and stuff like that.
Those are very specific to other Anthony. Yeah.
He sleeps on Helen/Stephanie's love seat because he's homeless. But the sensibility is definitely all me. It was fun and easy to play. Like, I didn't have to come up with a fake voice or much of a like different like accent or anything. So I could just have fun with it. Play it up as much as possible. But yeah, I mean, the office scenes were like, because there was so much downtime, we just had to like entertain ourselves the whole time. So that's what we did.
He made some remarkable phone calls from his office.
Was there a moment at all where you thought, "Oh, I have fucked this whole thing up"?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
We were in the kitchen at camp. And I just turned around and went, I got this phone call from my daughter.
Oh, shit.
I have a daughter.
You, Stephanie?
Yes, and I start telling him about this phone call, and I went, I meant my son. I don't know why I said daughter. You know why I said daughter? Because I have this friend who has a daughter, and I feel like she's my daughter, because I'd really like to trade her for my stupid stepson. But, so I just call her my daughter, but I was actually talking about my son, and he just Helened. I just Helened it. And Anthony stood there and went, Did you get enough sleep?
Oh, okay.
And I went, not really. I didn't sleep much last night. There was a raccoon on the roof of my cabin and just up it all night.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Desi Arnaz in it, and it was just very difficult to sleep, so I'm kind of tired. Do you want some coffee? And just kind of, and thank God, he just thought I was Helen it.
Yeah.
Being crazy.
But in that moment, as the actor...
In that moment, I felt emptiness in my soul. I felt like Satan had reached up through my butt.
You fucked
and
it up.
You did it. You spoiled everything.
But like, so you feel that moment, but does anybody say to you like, oh no, it's fine. No one, he didn't, you recovered, you nailed it.
Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
I had a complete crisis in my soul. And I was ready just to run out into traffic. There wasn't any traffic, but I was going to run that 10 miles to the highway.
What about you, Rob? Was there a moment where you thought, "Oh, I fucked this whole thing is coming to an end now"?
Luckily, I mean, that's what I thought in my head the whole time. But luckily, like I think I was at an advantage that my character was set up in such a great way that, you know, lived in his own bizarre world that I could say anything and Anthony would be like, okay, yeah, I guess that's just other Anthony, you know, talking out of his ass. So I was kind of at an advantage there. But yeah, I mean, the whole time I was worried I would mess it up, like definitely introducing myself. And then like during the hypnotist scene, you know, if just to basically just to, you know, be believable, just to play it real.
There's a couple of things that you both have I want to ask you about specifically. There's, of course, the masturbatory tool.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my favorite line, which explains what it is.
No.
Did you wash it?
Did you?
Seriously, I can't read it.
Oh, I don't know if you want to be drinking out of that.
Why?
It says Fleshlight Turbo.
What's a flashlight?
Is it it's not a, there's no light, it's not a flashlight.
Well, it ain't a thermos.
Wait,
You don't know what that is?
wait, somebody's got to tell me. What is a flashlight? What is a
It's a...
It's a masturbatory toy for men.
Oh!
Wait, so it's
And
not.
you're drinking out of it?
I thought what? I thought
Put
it was
it
a
down.
thermos.
Put it down!
For you, that's like the first beat where you have to do something a bit unhinged, right? Like you're trying to drink this thing. What was it like to do that specific scene?
It was fun, like in a, you know, messed up way. Like I enjoy doing that kind of stuff. Like I had done that kind of stuff in New York, just on the street, like not making other people look bad, making myself look bad. So I kind of get a thrill out of that in a messed up way. So I was excited. But we had no idea how Anthony would react. But like his reaction was like as the best we could have imagined. And it helped that I had all these great people to work off of, like Stephanie, Helen, to be like, oh no, that's a masturbatory tool. And then like Jimmy, who's like, and by the way, I have it right here. I have it's just a prop. Don't worry. I'm not, you know, using
that
it.
you
But
have it. Yeah.
I keep it as a memento, you know, just to remind myself of my time at Oak Canyon. But yeah, the perfect, like Jackie, Jimmy, and Helen were the perfect people and Anthony to play, you know, stupidly drinking out of this.
Oh, you like, to me, it's so funny. You just sell that, like his trying to make
His commitment to that was just superb. It was beautiful.
yeah.
It
And
was
then was it written? It's a masturbatory.
No,
You
I
said
could
that.
not figure out how to
that
say
was
what
a
it
great-
was. And it just came out of my mouth. Masturbatory.
That's a great line.
For men. It's so great. And then of course the other thing, Rob, that you have is the hypnotist, the whole hypnotist thing, which I've heard so much about now because Chris Kula said that he did not want to actually get hypnotized, and it's this big moment where it all could fall apart. There's the stuff that you have to do with the hypnotist, and then there's the stuff that you and Amy have to do, you know, with making out and the whole thing. And this is one of those moments where a lot is riding on you, Amy, shoulders at that point. So talk me through that whole bit of stuff that you had to do.
3, eyes open. There's a chair for you.
Yeah, that was a very, very crazy night. And it was a long night. Like, we were there a long time because we had a lot of things to, you know, that we needed to fit in. And so we all gather, you know, eating dinner, and then the show starts with a real hypnotist. And yeah, the whole time.
Real quick, Amy told me, did you eat onions on purpose, or did you?
No, not on purpose. Well, like it was a Mexican restaurant, so I think I ordered a burrito or something, but I didn't know.
Just curious. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So once the show starts, there's a whole elaborate setup, and there's I get called out and. The whole time I'm like, yeah, I got for one, just like Chris Kula said, I don't want to be hypnotized for real, but also got to like make it look like I'm hypnotized and do some sort of dance. And I remember during rehearsal, I asked the director Jake, like, should we choreograph this, whatever I'm supposed to do, like whatever dance I'm doing? And he's like, nah, just do whatever other Anthony would do. So, which is the right move. Like it makes it more believable. Like if it was truly choreographed, it wouldn't seem believable. But so it's just some, idiot just dancing around with his eyes half closed. But it was a ton of fun. And then at the end with the make out. Session with Amy was intense, and it was like it felt like a more of a stunt, obviously, than like a romantic intimate scene, because like the whole time we have to time it where Anthony and PJ see us at the right time, and maybe Amy had mentioned this that she had an earwig in, and Jake's talking to her like, "All right, they're coming, make out, start making out," and like so we're kind of like making out, and then making sure they can see us. Like it was pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, and he for whatever the hypnotist thing is, if it feels not believable, that moment is he's pulled right back into the authenticity of what's happening. Do you know when he sees you guys, he's back in like, oh, these people,
Yeah. That was such a great scene. You did such a good job with that. That was so good.
Oh, well, thank you. And then the other thing was we had a getaway car to take us back because so we had to set it up where Amy and I are in this, sleeping in the same cabin, even though we didn't really. So we had to get into our own cabins before Anthony arrived back to see us not in one cabin. And so we were in the first getaway van, and we had to like race back before Anthony could get back to Oak Canyon to see us. So the whole thing felt like a stunt, like we're on the clock, and we got to make sure we don't mess any of this up.
But while you're doing it, are you conscious of it? Like, oh fuck, man, if one thing goes wrong here, we're fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, there's and that was like every day. There were so many beats and elements that like, all right, we got to get this right. We got to get this right. Bam, bam, bam. But I don't know. We're so like locked in, and the rehearsals helped that it was just like, all right, we're going to do it. We're just going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. And you feel like someone that Anthony, not other Anthony, Hero Anthony, feels like he really trusts you and is like connected deeply to you, And so you have this other weight of making all of this shit that's going on around you feel like, oh, you've seen it all before. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, this is just how she is. Even the suggestions of all your suggestions for Amy's bucket list and all that. Yeah. So tell me about some of those specific beats, and also keeping Anthony in that sort of relationship.
It's interesting. I have my daughter's 28, and she's like Anthony in a lot of ways. She's very sweet, and she's very caring, and she has this wry sense of humor that's just so, it's almost British. Not like mine at all. Not obvious and disgusting. She's just she's very, I don't know. She's just this very dry, very wry sense of humor. And she's just so kind. She has this tremendous kindness about her. And so with Anthony, I just thought, if I could have another kid, I'd want this guy for my kid, truly and seriously. And I just fell in love with him. And I thought, I want to be nurturing with him. And it just came very naturally to me to be nurturing with him. So to maintain my relationship with him, it just was a very natural, nurturing relationship. And he accepted me, and he saw me, and he didn't look at me as this old lady, this little old lady.
An old lady
ever.
with wild comments
Yeah.
and all that. No, he never
I was
did.
an individual, an independent individual. And my age didn't affect him. He didn't, my gender didn't affect him. He was just looked at me and liked me, and we had a bond there. And he told me, you remind me so much of my auntie. So he started calling me Auntie Helen. And we just developed this relationship, and it was just so meaningful and so helpful. And we still have that relationship.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm still his auntie.
Yeah. A question I've asked everybody: did you wrestle with the morality of the whole thing?
Yeah, I did. The more I became, involved with him as a friend and that relationship, the more I thought every day, I'm just lying to him. I am lying to this man. I just love this guy. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy, a very, very good man. And he's doing all these things right. He has this wonderful son. And, if I had my shit halfway together as much as he does at that age,
Right?
come on. I'd be ruling the world by now. But I wouldn't be because I wouldn't want to. But he's just amazing. So it was one of those things where I started to feel guilty and bad that I was lying to him.
But
That I couldn't tell him who I was, that I wasn't Helen, that I wasn't, and it affected the way I dealt with him as Helen at times. It really did.
How so?
Well, instead of, saying one of my sarcastic things to him like that, I would be more gentle and more loving with him.
So the character developed a bit more.
Yes.
Helen did.
Yeah. Helen developed more. Helen got more soulful.
Oh, I love that.
Because of that relationship with him.
But that and
that improved Helen's relationship with him.
And that's also proof of the authenticity in the relationship with Anthony.
Yeah.
In reality, you know that it would affect you playing this character, that he brought something so genuine and heartfelt.
And at the end, when I'm crying, those are genuine tears because he did what he did. He saved that company because he cares.
Yeah.
He genuinely cared about us, and he cared about that company, and he wanted to do the right thing. And I could just cry right now because that is such a genuine soul.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had lied to that soul, and I had made this wonderful bond,
But that's authentic.
That was authentic, yeah. And it was just the path to making that bond was a lie, And I'm so torn at that point and just so grateful to have that experience.
One of the things I've said is that in a lot of ways, while you do all know what's up, there is a part of you not really knowing what he's going to do or how he's going to react to each thing. So you're also like Anthony to a degree where you don't know where we're going to go with this. Like, he happened to be a beautiful human being. You know what I mean? And brought it to the best places. But, you don't know what that is.
Well, it was like he knew the script. It's like he knew where we were supposed to go, wasn't it? I mean, he said and did things that we were supposed to get him to say and do before we got to the point where we were supposed to get him to say and do it. He was already saying and doing it.
Yeah, like looking for Dougie. When Dougie was lost in the mountain, it's like he exactly followed the script. Like maybe he's across the creek. Yeah. So there's
what
so
about
many
you, Rob?
examples
Did you wrestle with the morality of all of it?
Yeah, it did help that from the beginning that it was framed that he's the hero and we're not going to make him look bad. We're going to build him up. And it helped that he, it helped and hurt that he's such a great guy, But yeah, like Stephanie was saying, it makes you feel more guilty that, we're pulling a fast one over him. So I wrestled with it. But yeah, kind of what you were saying too is that, like, from a day-to-day perspective, like, we're just trying to get the beats that are in the script done, So that's number one. But yeah, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh man, I hope he's not going to be pissed. Like, I hope he's going to take it well. Like, that's why the reveal was the most nerve-wracking, and why we were so emotional was there's so much build-up to the reveal. How's he going to take it? Is he going to be mad? Like, you know, if it was me, I might be kind of mad. But he took it he couldn't have taken it better, you know?
When you were standing there for the real, he comes in, he saves the company. It's like the most beautiful stuff. I mean, even the things that he says back to Elizabeth, you know, like when he says, you know, are you really going to listen to the temp, and father to father, all that beautiful stuff that he's just saying, you know. He walks in. What were you feeling? Both for you, what were you feeling when he walked in for the reveal? And then Jerry sits him down to...
Oh, Jerry did the best job. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God, he did the best job.
Care of Anthony. Come on up and take a seat. All right, listen, I just want to say it was not easy doing what Anthony did. To run into that room and stop that deal, I mean, that took guts.
I was, it was weird because it's part relief and it's part...
How is he going to fight? Are you worried?
Yeah, exactly what Rob said. Yeah. How's he going to take this? How's he going to respond? You know, is he going to be angry with us? Is he going to be disappointed in us? You know, and he did say, "You all lied to me," but that's okay. He just went, "That's okay."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was like we were very, very, very nervous, but excited just because like. We were exhausted emotionally. We're like, all right, we're almost at the second peak, at the second mountain. Let's grab the trophy and, you know, but we needed Anthony. Like he was the one who totally carried us, you know?
And I think the point they keep making is just like the show, there's other shows out there, right? Where it's like, say, an Impractical Jokers, which we love that show, but I don't know that it feels like it's a mark and we're going to do these sketches in front of these people and see how they react to it. This isn't that, right? This is a show where we like this guy so much. We've interviewed a lot of candidates. I'm talking about the show, you know what I mean? And we like this guy, Anthony, so much. It never, to me, feels like, oh, he's the mark and we're doing sketches in front of him. Like, he is active. Like, he laughs with you. He laughs with you. Like, he's having an enjoyment in the process of making the thing. And while he doesn't know this one piece of information that it's all on television, he's someone that really enjoys it. And I think the show does a really good job of protecting him, keeping him loved and keeping him treated the right way. So for me, if it was me, while I might be like, oh, fuck, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? That everyone just lied to me. But I think I could see myself seeing it a different way, especially after you see the edit and it feels good. And
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yes. There is so much joy in it, and there was so much joy in the process of doing it too. And we had each other's backs. And I've never been in a group of people that literally had each other's backs, and you knew it all the time, 24/7. Everybody was safe. It was always safe, and everybody had everybody's back, and we were all protected.
I think it's a goodness in the casting too, the goodness in each of you. You know what I mean? Like, I think Jimmy said something like, "Oh, you know, because Anthony is so good that it reflects back." It
does. When you're around Anthony, you want to be better.
Yeah,
and I know he made me a better person. Generally speaking, I know he did.
How hard is this work? Because I'm sure when you walked into the jury duty audition, you didn't realize how hard this was going to be. Are we calling it method? I don't know, you know, but you're in this character pretty much the entire time that you're there, at least when you're interacting with him.
Yeah, it's hard. It was hard. And then at a certain point, it's kind of hard not to be Helen.
How's that step count coming?
F***ing stupid.
What are you doing, Helen?
I'm trying to get steps in.
Oh, okay.
My stupid stepson Paul gave me this Fitbit. I'm supposed to get like 10,000 steps in a day. I went home. I mean, we had one day off a week, and I went home. And my husband's talking to me, and he's going, Steffi. Yo, Stephanie. And then he pauses and says, Helen. And I went, what? I hadn't heard him say Stephanie at all.
Wow.
And I responded to Helen, and he went, okay, we're deep into our character.
What about for you, Rob?
Yeah, we were totally locked in. For me, like, I mean, it was for sure very grueling, like mentally and emotionally. But it was, you know, I've said it before. It was like the best acting gig we'll ever have, in my opinion. We totally bonded the whole time. We lived together for several weeks, and with Anthony too. Like totally bonded with him. And he, like you said, that he was on board. He knew us, like our true selves, very, very well, and we knew him, of course. But it, like, in that sense, it was a great experience. And a lot of acting, you know, is just sitting around, like sitting in a waiting room or in your trailer or whatever, like waiting for somebody to call you. Like here, all we had to do was roll out of bed, walk, you know, in the fairly nice retreat with nice weather, and just kind of follow the group.
Delicious food too. The food. Oh,
as long as there are no bees around, as long as you don't get stung while you're eating it.
I think the other thing too is that you're all incredibly talented actors, and I think it's a point to be made that, you know, this not everyone can do what you guys did, you know, to be that character all the time, and you're real authentic actors. You know what I mean? It's not a prank show. It's a show where you're fully invested in the script and in the story, and believe fully that you're on this retreat and that you're doing all this stuff. And I think that's really important for people to know that the work of it all is the center of it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it is hard work, and it's the best. It is the best work we're ever going to have.
Mm. And
it's wonderful because it's one of those things where, honestly, I wish every actor could have this experience. It changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how long you've been doing, I've been doing this for, how long did I figure out I've been doing this? 50 years. And it's like starting all over again, but with all the wisdom, you know? It's so refreshing and good, and it's just great. It made me fall in love with my craft again.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Two people I want to ask you about is, how important is Ryan, Kevin, from the beginning? Because for me, it feels like, I know that he did Zooms with Anthony, you know, as for the job interview, and he sort of anchors and carries that whole beginning before we even film this show, you know? So for both of you, how important is Kevin or Ryan?
I think he's ultimately important. I think he's very, very important. He's the thread that holds everything together. And he's with Anthony in the car for long drives and long talks and one-on-one time. And I think that he really sets the scene and develops the moments, and really just informs Anthony. He really informs him of what's happening and what's going to happen, and he sets the mood and he sets the tone. You know, do you think?
Yeah, I didn't realize how good of an actor Ryan is until I saw his performance, and it's amazing. Like, there's so much, you know, like you were saying, everything rides on his shoulders. Like, he's the first person that Anthony talks to via Zoom, and he's the one leading Anthony around the office during that first day, and he's got to make it appear that this is a real company. Like, all of us, you know, have a few lines with Anthony, but the whole time Kevin is talking, you know, all day with him, and then driving him to the retreat.
I want that footage to be released, because I want to know what the fuck they talked about on that drive.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be nervous out of my mind, and then I would especially be nervous the first day on the retreat. He's got to propose and get rejected, and then leave the retreat, all within a few hours. Like, I mean, that there's so much riding on his shoulders.
And then the other thing that what you alluded to earlier is that he's got to come back, Kevin, and have this HR conversation with you and Amy.
Yeah, and I would like to say up front that there was enthusiastic consent from both parties.
Big time. Passionate consent.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, and we just kept checking in of like, I'd say like, is it okay to stick my tongue in your mouth? And
Yeah, and I did the same thing. Like, yes, it is okay. And is it okay if I stick my tongue in your mouth, Amy?
And I'd say, yes, that's fine.
Totally consensual. That was nerve-wracking and, fun at the same time. You could just feel the tension in the room, which was on purpose. Like, we wanted that to play out, and it did, because Kevin Ryan was so believable. And Anthony, you could tell Anthony was really, really uncomfortable, as, that was a definitely a moment where I felt bad for Anthony, because he was like, you could tell he didn't want to be there. Like,
Well, Rob, for you, it's like your character can go over the top or at the top, and finding the line, right? Especially in a scene like that, where it's like you could say all this explosive stuff, and but it has to be authentic.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole time it's got to be believable, and that was my sort of unsaid mantra throughout, like, especially that scene is, and Emily, Amy, same way. Like, we want to get the jokes in. We want it to be funny. We did such and such, last night in our cabin, but like, you got to make it seem like it's a real scene from a company retreat in front of the HR, like, where you're not going to be overdoing it.
Yeah, it's real. It's executed perfectly.
Oh, I just love that scene. Everybody in that scene is just perfect. That's such a great scene.
What about something for you, Steph? Like when you're at the Rock, when Dougie Jr. does his performance, I guess is what we're calling it, and introduces his new hot sauce, and the jerk off thing is happening, and the grandmother, all of that stuff. You're a witness to all of that. You know what I mean? And
yes.
And then you have to sort of pull Anthony back in. You know what I mean? Or because it is all so extreme, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because it's one of those things where I'm sitting there and I'm watching this happen, and I'm looking at the jerk off thing and the guitar and the hand, and I'm thinking, this could actually happen. This is not unrealistic at all.
And shit like that happens at company functions all the time.
I have a friend who watched the show, and she went off. She talked to me on the phone, and she went off for probably an hour and said, "You don't know how realistic that is. You would not believe the crap that I have seen happen." And she just went off, and I was so happy to hear it. But it was funny because I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I'm like this. And I kept thinking I wanted to say something, but Helen just couldn't get anything out of her mouth during what that was going on. I just remember saying, "Oh my word," at one point, because it was so funny.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, and then one of the guests at the barbecue leaned forward and said, "Boy, these are really good gimmick gifts. You should just order a bunch of them and give them away to all of us." You're writing the show. Okay, that's a good idea.
There is so much of the. I said I've before podcasting. I filmed events, right? I filmed company retreats, and all of the beats from those retreats are in the show. Whether it's the seminars, whether it's the hookups, you know what I mean. I've seen all that shit go down. So it's like it's so well written and so.
It is really well written.
Thought out. All the beats are there.
Yeah, and that day was another, like, there were so many crazy days, obviously, but for sure, like, the first day with the proposal, and then the next big crazy day was the client cookout, and there's so many ups and downs. Like, the hot sauce is jerk-off sauce, and the grandmother's jerking off. And then later on that night, right after, is when Dougie reveals that he used Taco Bell sauce. And that Doug is furious at him. And that was another moment I did kind of, like you could tell Anthony was so invested. He was so invested in the company. He wanted the company to do well. He wanted the retreat to go well, and he wanted Dougie to be successful. And so, like there were a lot of nights where even like before we coached ourselves, like, all right, Anthony might be kind of upset. Let's like all rally around him when the cameras aren't rolling, like when it's just nighttime or getting ready to go to bed. Like we don't want him to go to bed upset. And so that's when we would bond, like we would, play Uno or
watch
or
Bones.
whatever.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Take a sound bath.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's great to hear that, because he never went to bed like concerned or worried about the shit that went down today. That is unreasonable.
Exactly. Like the producers did a great job of like making sure that he wouldn't go to bed upset. And we had all these other events too late at night with no cameras, like a sound bath, yoga, or there's even like craft painting and stuff like that, where you take your mind off the craziness.
The other person that I just feel sells it is Marjorie.
Oh yeah.
I still think she works. Like I feel like if I go up there, she's going to be working.
She's going to be there.
Yeah. And I've interviewed her. I've met. I've talked to her. She's so nice and whatnot.
Every time I drive that road to go to the beach or something, I expect to see her by the side of the road. Just waving. I'm still here.
She's
remarkable. She's remarkable.
I mean, Anthony even says at the ending, you're an actor too.
Yeah.
Of all the people here, there's no way you're an actor. Yeah. But she's maybe the best actor because you believe that she's
absolutely believer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely believer.
Yeah, I mean, she told me, or people told me that they went up to her and like I think Jim was like, "Where do I get more towels?" Or I don't work here.
I've run out of toilet paper. My toilet's clogged. Can you fix it? Like, no. But no, she was like the voice of reason for the whole, and the like one of the few authoritative figures for O Canyon. Like during rehearsal, I think Jake equated her with the judge from Jury Duty. Like there needs to be somebody in charge of the whole thing that can be like, you can't do, like, here are the rules. You can't run off the retreat. You can't do X, Y, Z. And so she played that amazingly.
Yeah, her and Jerry are those like really great authority figures. But Jerry's a little loose. You know what I mean? He's he wants to have fun at the retreat too, and he's caught up in the sale and all of this. So you need someone grounding all of the what you can and can't do at the retreat. Yeah.
Jerry's everybody's dad.
Yeah,
totally.
What are you going to take from this experience doing this?
Well, I'm braver than I was before. I am braver. And I'm happier. Isn't that weird? I'm a happier person since this experience.
Tell me why though.
Because I know I can trust myself. I know I can, and I know how to communicate with other actors better now, which is really good. That's really good because this is a very diverse group, and personalities are very different, but at the bottom of it all, we are all very similar. Actors are very similar in a lot of ways. So I learned how to communicate with very different people in very similar ways because there's this language that you have, and it's nice to be able to do that. Does that make any sense?
It does.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I do try to make sense.
It did for me.
And I'm just, I don't know. I think it's made me better. I think it's made me a better actor. I hope so.
What about for you, Rob?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Stephanie. Like, it gave me confidence. Like, the first day we did the table read, I was like, I'm out of my league. Like, I'm a little rusty here. Everybody was so good. It was so funny and believable and true. But throughout, the whole process gave me confidence that, I can do this. Like, I can do crazy things, And for that it also reinforced that there's some really great people out there, like obviously Anthony, but all of the whole crew, the whole cast, obviously, like everybody had each other's backs, like Stephanie said, and we truly bonded, and we do, keep in touch every day and cheer for each other. And so I just want to keep that up, keep that mentality. Don't lose touch of what we had at Oak Canyon. Try to capture that lightning in a bottle as much as possible again.
I will hunt these people down for the rest of my life if I have to.
I haven't asked anybody this, but I'm going to ask you guys now. I just thought of it. Is there anything you want Hero Anthony, to know?
He is an extraordinary human being. He truly is. And if more people were like Anthony, I don't think we'd have nearly the troubles we have in the world. I really don't. He's just open. He's an open human being. He's open to the world.
When the reveal happened, you were everyone was emotional, so I don't want to say the most.
Hey, Anthony. I'm Stephanie. I'm not Helen. And
You was my favorite.
But you were very emotional with him.
Yeah.
And he comes to you and says, I liked you the most, or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
You know what it was? It was, I'm going to be 70 at Christmas this year. And turning 70 is kind of a big thing. And
I'm turning 50 and I'm freaking out. So.
Oh, 50?
I know, yeah.
Oh, 50's fun because you can it's great because when you hit 50, it's kind of like that sequence of events begins to happen where you can start doing weird shit and people go, well, he's getting older, so.
I love it.
And you hit 70 and people are like, well, she's gone. So just let her do what she wants to do. But it's one of those things where in this industry and in the world, when you start getting older, you start to disappear and you're not as important and you're not as cognitive and you just don't matter that much. And with Anthony, I matter just as much as everybody else. And that's true. And it's true in the world. And he didn't, honestly, it's the first time somebody has not looked at me as an old lady that's under 30, And he's this young man he looks at people as people and as individuals, and he looks at them all as a great possibility. And I'm taking that away with me. I'm going to take that away with me. I'm going to do that from now on. Instead of, because, the older you get, too, the more you have a tendency to look at people and go, oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a tendency to make judgments on people quick because you think you've gained some sort of wisdom being alive this long. But the truth is, as the world changed, people change. And it's not that easy you can't just look at somebody and know anything. You really can't. And I'd gotten into that trap, and I'm glad he got me out of it.
That's amazing. What about for you, Rob? Anything you want Anthony to know?
Yeah, I mean, we truly, honestly did bond. And, I have his back for the rest of his life, for, rest of my life, and that I'd like to thank him for carrying us through like the crazy adventure. And he totally had respect for us, like just what you were saying, Stephanie, like no matter who we were, no matter our age, our personality, our sex, like he respected all of us so much. And he was selfless throughout, like nothing was about him. Like the whole time we were there, every single like thing he had to do throughout the day was for us and for the company. And he never complained. He never complained once. And since, like, he's never, like, even, after the show's out there and we're doing promo and stuff, he's still the same person. And he's still, nothing's really about him. I mean, it's about, he's always, like, commenting on our, posts out there. And, it's just, he'll always be who he is. And so I'd like to thank him for that.
That's amazing.
I'd like to thank him too, and I've got his whatever he needs in the world. I'm here. You know, I think we're all here. We've all said we're all going to have his back for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I think even as a viewer, I feel the same way. You know, like you just really gave us all something really good, all of you included, but Anthony is sort of the reason, right? It's something really good in a moment of uncertainty in our worlds. You know what I mean? This was something I can certainly watch and enjoy and find goodness in. So thank you both as well for that. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's it. I have no more questions. That's it. Your honor. Yeah. The truth is, as I've interviewed almost the entire cast, I keep thinking about how much care and thoughtfulness went into creating these characters, and how every one of them brings something unique to the show. For Stephanie, it's love, kindness, and goodness. And for Rob, it's everything else.
It's not a flashlight.
This is so awesome to have you here. I have been talking to all your co-stars.
Yeah, man. I was like, I got to jump in on this.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just been so fascinating to hear the work of it all, like the acting work and the method and all that. And so we won't be talking about any of that today because you're not an actor.
Right.